John Capobianco, you know him. He's a big shot Tory, and he's joining me now. But before you get to hear what he says about the election and the future of some people in that election, please donate, because with the results of this election, you know, all those mainstream media things out there are going to be getting more taxpayers' money. If you want honest analysis, donate here. He needs it. John Capobianco, welcome. I can see that you've dried your eyes from the defeat. You snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and you worked very, very hard. What went wrong?
Well, I'll tell you, after 2 hours of sleep, it hurts even more the next day than it does the day of. But I'll tell you though, Stephen, losing sucks. But you know, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and there's always silver lining around everything. And I think the one thing that we as conservatives can take away from it is that Pierre Poilievre grew the party more so than it's ever been grown in the last 2 decades.
You got a lot more votes, but I would say that perhaps Justin Trudeau grew your party more than Poilievre. But now you mentioned Poilievre, it's on the top, it's on the table. Is he going to survive?
You know what? I think he will, and I'll tell you why. I think a lot of Canadians, new Canadians who kind of went to the party because of him, because of his message. Yeah, of course, he blew a 20-point lead. We all know that, and that's disappointing, and it's not an easy thing to take. But given the fact that what the Liberals went through, which is getting rid of Trudeau, getting a new person in there, and working on this Trump factor, I think Pierre Poilievre, who kept his message consistent and was always true to his beliefs, which was affordability and making sure those issues were key and front and center in the campaign, I think got a lot of Canadians who otherwise wouldn't have voted conservative, voting conservatives, namely young Canadians 18 to 35, voted for us like they never voted for us before.
Because they want a different economy than Trudeau, the dogmatic person, was thwarting their ambitions and our economy. That's what I would say why you got a lot of votes. I know you didn't get a lot of votes from people who wanted a change, because it's this factor, you know, I've talked about it before. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I know he is very likable to all his friends around, but other people, the media image is, I don't like him. And he can't change that. Well, you know, he can't go and start going to, he can't go to Miss Charm's charm school and you know, be more approachable. I mean, that's just the way he is. So why would your party give him the chance to lead themselves in another election, which I think may come within another 16 months?
Well, I think he's earned the right to make the decision on his own, to be honest, Stephen. I think he has.
Your party doesn't have that tradition, though.
Well, it doesn't. And as somebody who's been in the party forever, since I was a teenager in university,
yep.
I could tell you I don't like when we lose an election and we get rid of the leader after that election. There's got to be some level of name recognition and understanding and consistency that's involved in ensuring that, unless the leader blows it completely. But he didn't blow it.
He blew a 20-point lead,
yeah.
and he's got an easy out now. He doesn't have a seat in Parliament.
Well, that's the one thing I think of all of the issues that we're dealing with respect to growing the party and the popular vote being as high as it was, and growing and buying seats and owning seats in Ontario. The one thing that was a problem was the fact that he lost a seat, and that might be a problem for him. But I think it's still up to him to decide when he wants to go.
Is your party going to give him a week?
They'll give him some time.
John Capobianco, 3 minutes. Thank you very much. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.